Hey, how's it going guys? Welcome back to the channel, Crimsonpanda here. So in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the 5 brand new mercenaries coming to Hearthstone in 5 days time, which is the 25th of January. Now without further ado, we're going to go over and check out these new mercenaries. If you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. We're doing a channel giveaway at 2,000 subs, which is very close, so hopefully you can get a bundle for one of these mercenaries, who knows. But let's head over and check them out. So the first new mercenary on the left is Ratharan. So he is a fighter human. He's 770. That's not at level 1. This is probably at level 30. These are just the images I've got. And yeah, he looks sick as hell. So he's got what his first ability is: Creeping Madness. Attack an enemy. The next turn they must use a different ability or take 20 damage. And that's a fell ability, which is quite interesting. So forcing your opponent to do something else, or they take damage, and I imagine this is going to be obviously crit damage to the blues because of he is a fighter. His second ability is Tail Swipe 5, deal 20 damage randomly to the left or rightmost enemy. So you don't get a choice. You just deal 20 damage to something, which is a bit iffy, a bit scary of which one that's going to hit. Obviously that'd be good in the late game if there's only one mercenary left and you're just going to do 20 damage to it, which is pretty nice. And then his third ability is True Form. Now, become a dragon. Gain 0 health. Increased by damage this merc is dealt. Transform into Fell Rain 5. So, first of all, Fell Rain 5 deals 3 damage to all enemies. Repeat 4 times and starts off cooldown, and that is Fell. So that is what? That feels like a mini Diablo, I guess. Not being fire, it's being fell instead. It's always going to go 4 times, which is quite nice. That's interesting. The ability, his equipment, sorry, is Chimera of Fear. So Creeping Madness also makes the enemy 4 speed slower. Okay, the only annoying thing with that is that Creeping Madness is an 8 speed. So, I mean, it's going to go last, so you're always going to make them slower for the next turn, which is nice. Sometimes you try and like do like a Grom, and they end up just slow that turn. Sometimes you want them slow the next turn, so that could work well actually. And then we have Black Dragon Scales, which is Tail Swipe, also applies bleed 5. Okay, so that does 25 essentially, unless they heal after, which is kind of meh. And then Horn of Ratharan, we got True Form, has no cooldown and also grants 6 attack. So imagine coming in turn 1 and you do True Form, turn into the dragon, and then you're going to go Fell Rain the turn after, which starts off cooldown as well. So turn 1 dragon, turn 2 Fell Rain for AoE. I could see that. I mean, the 6 attack is nice as well with Creeping Madness. That's going to boost him to like 13 attack. So all in all, an interesting mercenary. Nice. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so next on the list is a dragon, and that is Sinistra. Now this is a fighter, 1375 stats, and like I said, a dragon. So this is like, looks like it might be a dragon expansion for mercenaries. And we've got Wrecking Swipe 5, which attacks an enemy. If you control another dragon, bleed 10. So not only do you get an attack in, they bleed for 10 as well, which is obviously 20 to the blues, which is huge damage. That's a very nice, very big bleed. Maybe they're going to try that out. Maybe the 5 bleed isn't enough to be used, so 10 bleed is nuts. Mana Barrier, restore 50 health to a dragon. Its next ability is 3 speed slower. Don't like slowing us down. That seems crazy. Is the 50 health really worth it? And especially to a dragon. I don't think that's going to be used very often. And then we got Twilight. We got restore 20 health to this merc. At the end of your next turn, deal 30 damage to all enemies. And that's Shadow. So that pairs up with Vol'jin, which is kind of nutty. So the 5 speed, I mean, getting the 20 health is awesome. And then dealing 30 AoE. That seems huge. We'll have to see how that one works out. That might be the one people are going for. And then we've got the equipments, which is Hooked Talons 4, which is Wrecking Swipe applies an additional bleed 5. So that's 15 bleed. Mana Barrier restores 10 more health and reduces damage taken by 5 this turn. Still slows them down. If that knocked off this slow, I could see that being used, but it doesn't, so I still think that's going to be a bit meh. But then again, it's 2 speed, restore 50 health, so I mean, maybe it will be. And then Twilight restores 20 more health and deals 10 more damage, but has 1 extra cooldown. So if you're bringing that off the bench, the cooldown's not there, so that could be good. So is that worth it for an extra 20 health and 10 damage? Probably. But yeah, all in all, that looks really nice as well. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, so next on the list we have Lokola the Ice Lord. Now this is an elemental protector. Stats 982, so quite a big boy. We've got Hailstorm 5, deal 3 damage to a random enemy, repeat 5 times. That's a frost ability. 5 times to the same enemy? Probably not. This is probably going to bounce around. It's a storm, it's not going to hit the same guy, is it? So, interesting. And we got Frost Shock, which is deal 10 damage to an enemy. The next ability gives them +5 frost weakness for that turn. Okay, so their next ability gives them +5 frost weakness for that turn. So what you kind of have to do... that's an interesting one, because that's a 9 speed. So it's their next ability. So if they're going to queue up something quick, they gain frost, and then we can come in with a slow ability like Snowball, and then deal quite a lot of frost damage to them. I guess that's how that works. So I could see that working well with Jaina and Varden, to be honest. So yeah, interesting. I like that. And then we got Snowball, which is a 7 speed, deal 10 damage. Damage increased by 5 each time another frost ability is cast. Resets after use. Wow, okay, so you can actually scale that. So it's not this turn, it's each time another frost ability is cast. So you can use this, I guess, hopefully this scales on the bench. If this is on the bench and you come out and you Snowball, you're literally going to Snowball with this minion, this mercenary. You could use your frost minions, and then when this comes out, just bang a Snowball in for massive damage, which is going to be, what, good against all of the fighters, I guess, in the late game. So if you're against an Illidan, you come out with a Snowball, that's going to be huge. I like that. 1 cooldown, definitely bring it off the bench. And we got Hailstorm, repeats 4 more times. Wow, that's 9 times on a Hailstorm. Now you imagine the frost damage with that, dealing 8, 9 times across the board. That's going to be huge. And then 16 to fighters. That is a Valeera killer right there. Alright, passive. After an enemy acts, gain +4 frost damage until the end of the turn. Okay, wow. Okay, so 2 of those equipments are huge. So after an enemy acts, gain +4 frost damage till the end of the turn. So if you're queuing up a Snowball or Frost Shock, they're going to be massive. Their enemies, it's going to be like 12 frost damage. It's going to be a 22 Frost Shock. Wow, okay. And in Shroud of Ice Lord, we got passive. Friendly elementals have +20 health. I imagine we're not going to see that one being used very often because there's only 1 elemental at the moment, which is this. So when they bring more out, I could see that being used, but not right now. So all in all, the Ice Lord looks sick. So I like him. Right, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so next up we have Belinda Stonehearth. Now this is a 1073 human fighter. Kind of nice, a nice human fighter. Going to pair up well with, I imagine, Varen, who's going to hopefully see some more play. Other than the retaliation, would be kind of annoying if it's just retaliation. But we have Flame Dart 5, deal 10 damage to a character, give them +3 frost weakness. Okay, a fire spell that applies frost weakness. Nice. 3 speed is huge, very fast. You can pair that up with Valeera, just saying. But yeah, deal 10 damage to a character and give them +3 frost. Nice, that goes well with the elemental we just seen. Next we have Frost Dart 5, deal 12 damage, give them +3 fire weakness. So a frost that gives fire weakness. Interesting. You kind of want to use the frost with the other guy, but I can see how that works. And then we have Frostburn, 7 speed, 1 cooldown, deal 11 damage to all enemies. Either give them +3 frost or +3 fire, but that has no spell skill, so that is not fire or frost. So you get to choose to apply one of those damages, but it's neither of them itself. Okay, we got Lesser Fire Elemental. So Battlecry, summon a 10/5 elemental that applies +3 fire weakness to a character it damages. So that's a Battlecry summon a minion, so that's like a big brother. That's huge. Having a minion come down at the start of the game is massive against Valeera, and having it apply something when it gets attacked is massive. The next one, geez. the lesser water elemental, Battlecry summon a 10-15 elemental that freezes characters it damages. So that for Valeera is a counter. So you're using that. Valeera is going to get frozen out on the first turn. Unless they've got... Well, I suppose Grom could get through that because it has 15 health, which is kind of bad. But if there's a way of buffing that Battlecry, like if any of these data mines are wrong on stats, then if that has 16, it has 1 more health, that would be huge. And then passive, at the end of each turn, give all your characters 5 health. Okay. It gives them 5 health, it doesn't heal them, so it's not going to be good for Anduin. But giving them 5 health, we've seen Cookie giving them 9 health at the start is massive. This, if this survives for 2 turns, is already doubling that. So if this applies to bench, which I don't think it will, that'd be big. But we'll have to wait and see. So all in all, Belinda seems pretty good, pretty flexible really. So yeah, definitely can't wait to play her. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, and last but not least, we have Captain Galvagar. So this is an 1171 fighter orc. So this is an orc. Orcs are already strong. This guy is insane. So we've got attack an enemy. If it hasn't acted this turn, apply 8 bleed to it and adjacent enemies. So let's think about that. So you pair this up with Valeera. So Valeera's gun is 3 speed. This comes at 1 speed after Valeera, attacks an enemy. That enemy hasn't acted this turn because Valeera's sped you up so quick. Applies 8 bleed to the middle guy, and then 8 bleed to the 2 adjacents. That's like 16, 24 bleed damage, which is insane on the first turn. And this is an orc. Amazing. And then we've got Fatal Strike 5, deal 8 damage to an enemy, and it can't heal for 2 turns. So that's a 3 speed with no cooldown. So that could actually activate Valeera's turn. It could activate Valeera's first attack. So giving her stealth, preventing a heal if you're against a nature start or an Anduin start, which is kind of good. Preventing the heal for 2 turns is massive. It doesn't mean you have to queue this up every single turn. You can just use it once and then do something else. Amazing. And then we've got Frightening Shout, deal 10 damage to all enemies. If they have acted, this ability casts gains +3 cooldown. Okay, so if you're going for a slow attack and you do that, you're going to slow their next ability down. Has +3 cooldown. Okay, so you can sort of like queue that up with something that's going to be like quite annoying. If you're going up against Karen Diablo and you want to get their Fire Stomp to like not activate anymore, then this could work with that. It's deal 10 damage to all enemies as well, so it's an AoE, so that's kind of nice. Actually, you can make every single ability +3 cooldown of the one they haven't used. So if this is last, if they have acted, their ability they cast gains 3 cooldown. So if you're last and they've all attacked, this is given everything on their side +3 cooldown and AoE. That could work. That seems pretty good. As long as they don't target this down, which I can't see him doing. Chuck Cornelius in the way, keep him alive. Give them a really, really slow turn, the following turn. That's going to have some combos, I reckon. This one, I think, by far is my favourite mercenary. I think this one is really strong. This may even be a auto, including quite a lot of comps like Valeera was. Yeah, can't wait to try this. And we got Fury of the Frostwolf, passive, friendly characters of 5 attack. Oh, that's nuts. Valeera having an extra 5 attack, broken. Any orc having an extra 5 attack, broken. Jesus, we've got Drakthar's Boon. Fatal Strike also applies bleed. Okay, some more bleed damage. Okay, I don't think that one's going to be used. And Frightening Shout deals 5 more damage. 15 AoE. Deals 30 to blues on turn 2 because it's got a cooldown, I guess. Meh. The first one I think is the best one. So that's it for all the mercenaries. I hope you guys like this video. Can't wait to try these. Like I said, it's in 5 days. I'll be doing a giveaway, so Blizzard's probably going to be putting some of these in the store. So if we hit 2,000 subs, that giveaway will go ahead. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up so more people see it, more people subscribe so that we can get to that 2,000 mark. I can't wait to try these mercenaries. I hope you like this one, and I'll see you in the next video.